Hello, welcome back to the channel, guys and gals, all 2% of you. Today we are yapping about the top 10 characters that I need to see in Marvel Rivals. Now if you don't know what Marvel Rivals is, you must have unplugged your router like 5 months ago or something, but it's basically like a hero shooter Overwatch type deal. And I must admit, it's really addicting. I've had my fair share of hours on the game. But if you have heard of it, comment below who your favorite character is. And while you're down there, hey, why not subscribe? It is free. My main definitely has to be the Punisher. He's too easy to use, super fun, and the minigun is wild. All that could change if they add number 10, Johnny Storm. If they add Johnny Storm in the game, I might have a new main. Who knows? Who knows? I think he'd definitely be a duelist character, which means he's going in getting a lot of damage, and I think his basic attack would be fireballs. Another one of his attacks has to be some sort of fire bomb, and I really cooked with this next ability. Get this, he shoots fire on the floor like a little heat mine, and if an enemy steps on it, boom, damage over time. And then his ult will basically buff him to where all his fire attacks do more damage, and he'll obviously have the ability to fly, so you can chase down that Iron Man that's been traumatizing you the entire match. I believe his health should be around 250. Nothing too high, nothing too low. And I put him on the list because Johnny Storm is my favorite Fantastic Four member. Now at number 9, we got Batman. Now I believe Batman would be also a duelist character. He'd probably have like a batter. No, I'm playing. This is Marvel Rivals, not DC partners. The actual number 9 will be Sandman. Now Sandman definitely would be a Vanguard tank kind of character, and he should have sand clones that he can send out and have them attack, and I'd say give him about 3, no more than 3, because then that'd be too crazy, and they should have crazy low health. They're supposed to be annoying, not broken. And then his next ability, I think he should have like a sand armor attack where sand armors him up so that he can take more damage. I was gonna have it to where he could put sand armor on other people, but I think that would make him more of a healer character. His next ability should be where he can shoot sand spikes out of the ground, because Sandman has been known to do that in multiple different games, in multiple different genres in general, right? And for his ult, I think it'd be pretty interesting if he just became invincible for a couple seconds and no damage could hurt him. And lastly, his health should be like 800. A little on the higher side, but he's a tank, he deserves it. At number 8, I have Ant-Man and the Wasp. Not the movie, the two characters. They play kind of like Cloak and Dagger, to where they're a stand character. You can swap out if you want to be Ant-Man or the Wasp, and the one that you're not is going to be small and sitting on like your shoulder or something. But if you're playing as Ant-Man, his moves will be that you can send out ants to either heal or attack, and then he has those little ninja star thingies that can turn your allies either big or small. Now if you're playing as the Wasp, she can fly and shoot out electric blast that if they stack can stun the enemy. And then I also thought it'd be cool if they had 2 different ults. So if you're ulting as Ant-Man, you turn big, and if you're ulting as the Wasp, obviously you turn small. The only thing that they would share is their health. I think they should have like 200 health, maybe 250, 225, nothing too high, just because I believe I've made a broken character at that point. Oh, and there obviously would be like a strategist healer character type. Now number 7, we got this menace Juggernaut. Now similar to Sandman, the Juggernaut will also be a tank / Vanguard. His first ability is charge attack, where he like runs at the enemy, shoulder checks him. His second ability, he can block damage. The cooldown will be crazy though, so he can't just spam blocking damage. Last ability, foot stomp. He can stun the enemy in place, and it lasts for a cool minute. So you can really chain a couple of these attacks, especially if you're going up against a cracked Iron Fist. That foot stun, it'll save you. And then his ults will boost his base health from 850 to 1000. I stole that from the Hulk, yeah, whatever. But get this, the more health he loses, the stronger and quicker he'll get until he dies. But moving on to number 6, we got Nightcrawler. My favorite X-Men. Of course I had to put him on the list. And of course I had to add his teleport as a move, because what is a Nightcrawler without teleporting? I think he should have 5 base teleports that he can do just out of nowhere, whether that be teleporting to somebody or away from him. Now if he wants to teleport with an actual opponent or a teammate, he can only do that 3 times, because I feel like if he has 5, he's just gonna want to teleport somebody off the map and all their other teammates. I want to avoid that from happening. His basic attack would be like sword slices, but it would also tie into his ultimate attack, which would be like multiple sword jabs, but you'd have to lock them on to different characters or the same character if you just want to take out one person. He'd obviously be a strategist, and I think his health should be 275. Now at number 5, I got Quicksilver. And unlike the Marvel movies,
you didn't see that coming,
bruh, I don't think I did him dirty with his moves. His movement has to be quick. That's why they call him Quicksilver. And then his first ability, speed jabs. The range won't be too busted, but it will be high in damage. His next ability, fast dodging. So say you're faced with a Hela doing her ult, right? And you're trying to get out of dodge. Well, now with the fast dodge, you'll be able to do that, but you gotta time it right, or else you're just gonna end up getting smashed. And I'm not talking about the type of smash Quicksilver be doing with Scarlet Witch in the comics. I'm talking about the bad kind, or the good kind, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, his ult should be like he has quicker movements. His cooldowns, they end faster, and then he regens health super quickly. And his health should be 250. And he's obviously going to be a duelist character. Moving down to number 4, we got Taskmaster. And I think Taskmaster probably would have some of the most cleverest things I thought of as a moveset. Because like, check this out. His first move would be to copy people's current move. So for example, if you're fighting a Winter Soldier and he's spamming his again, you're going to be able to do that move again. But no, you're only going to be able to copy it one time. Or say Jeff the Land Shark is swallowing up your team. Yes, you'll be able to copy that move as Taskmaster too. His next ability is just a basic knife throwing attack. His next ability, I think he should be able to grapple hook onto things and zip through and like zip right to it. Kind of like the Punishers, but it's only for him, not for other people. And then since he's a Vanguard, his health's gonna be around 550, so a little more than the normal, but not too crazy. And as for his ult, I believe he should have the ability to parry any move back onto the opponent. I'm giving a lot of examples in this video, but that's okay. You need to know what I'm talking about. So say Magneto's throwing those metal balls at you or something. Taskmaster would be able to parry that attack back at anybody he chooses. That's the coin flip right there. If you miss the parry, you're just gonna straight up die. Moving on to number 3, we got Invisible Woman. Now I put her on this list with her brother because I believe they'd have some good like conversational bits that you get in the game, and her moveset is pretty creative. Like her powers, this is probably the easiest character to make abilities for. She'd definitely be a healer strategist type. I couldn't see her as a tank. That'd be crazy. And for her first ability, we need her to go invisible. Now that's kind of stepping on the toes of what Loki does, but I think she should become invisible for longer than what Loki does. As her next ability, a force field dome move. You get 2 of those, and in the force field, it heals and it stops ongoing attacks. But enemies can still go in the bubble. I don't want it to be too broken. It can only stop attacks from shooting in. Like if there's a Black Widow sniping you, it can stop that. But it can't do nothing for that Iron Fist coming through. Can't do nothing about that. Her next ability would be Force Push. Now this can stop the Iron Fist. You activate this, it pushes people back with her telekinesis. It's just a get away from me move. And then for her ults, I looked up her powers and it turns out she has some sort of telekinesis. So I think she should have the ability to use that. So she'll be able to move allies, enemies, random objects in the game that I don't know what she could actually move in there. But you know, You can get creative with it. Her health should be around 250, the baseline, nothing too crazy. Now for lucky number 2, we got my boy Blade. Now Blade, out of everybody in this list, he definitely needs to be in this game. I need to be able to play as Blade. If I can't get the movie of Blade, at least let him in the game, you know? I think there was supposed to be a game for Blade 2 that still didn't come out. And I guess the Deadpool movie wasn't wrong. There is only one Blade, huh? Maybe he'll be the voice of this Blade. Anyways, moving on to his first ability, he would have these like caltrops that slows down enemy. I'm iffy on whether they should do damage or not, but I think they should definitely have it so that enemies get slowed down in the caltrops. His next move, we had to get him some sword attacks in there too, but he'll have like dual swords. And then his base move would be pulling out a shotgun. Like he can switch from swords to shotgun, similar to how Punisher can switch guns. And I can just imagine some sweaty players throwing down the caltrops, slowing down the enemy just to spam them with shotgun. But the idea is just living up in my head for now. And as for his ult, we giving this man a flamethrower. Why? Because it said he uses a flamethrower in the comics. So he gets a flamethrower. I mean, flamethrowers are cool, you know? Maybe there's a better ult out there, but for now, we're rolling with flamethrower. Because why not? And his health as a duelist, I want it to be a little more. So I'm just going to do an even 300. Just because he'll have to get up and close with most of his attacks. And at the number 1 spot is Cyclops. Cyclops, he's probably gonna be in the game, like no lie. I'm probably gonna post this video and it's already gonna be announced that Cyclops is in the game or something, but I don't care. Here's what my Cyclops is gonna be. He's gonna be a Vanguard tank kind of character, so he'll have around like 700, 600 health, maybe 600. 700 sounds a little too crazy. And all of his moves are obviously gonna be based around him using laser vision, because what else would they be, right? is Cyclops gonna go around punching people? Probably. I mean, hey, he kind of has hands. But for his first move, it's gonna be a concussion blast that pushes enemies back. Now it's not gonna push them across the freaking map, but it's gonna push them a little back, you know, give you a little space. Then his next move is gonna be a rapid fire laser bolt, where like you spam it and it's just beep, 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 beep. It'll be similar to how like the ray gun shoots. And then his next ability will be like a strong focus laser beam that does a lot of damage, but it takes a little time to charge up. And then his ultimate, I obviously had to hit him with the full blast max power gazer beam, bro. Like that junk can hit multiple people. The blast is crazy. It comes out fast. It's just a simple clean cut ult. Like my Cyclops is meant to be picked up by anybody and easy to learn. Alright guys, guess I was a little late to the party. As you know, the Fantastic Four is coming to Marvel Rivals. So, to make up for 2 slots on this list, I'ma just replace Johnny Storm with Ghost Rider. Now Ghost Rider is gonna stay a DPS character because I feel like his abilities would do a lot of damage. For example, his first one being his fire chain whip, which should do the same amount of damage that Doctor Strange's little whip thing does. And then he should be able to pull people towards him as his next ability. Another ability that I think would be pretty cool is if they had some sort of pennant stare stun, and then his ult, they need to give him his motorcycle. He can like run into people. And then his health should be around 275. And the person I'll have to replace Invisible Woman with is Professor X. And I can already see now it's gonna be hilarious driving around in his wheelchair, but he can still do some cool things, like say for instance mind controlling another player, which should definitely be one of his abilities. And another ability should be switching the controls on the enemy team's like controller, because it'll be like they're really messing with their mind or something. And then his next ability, since I definitely think he should be a support character, he should be able to heal his teammates or give them armor, something like that. And then for his ult, let's just make him walk, right? Nah, I'm just playing. For his ult, he should be able to stun all enemy characters nearby for a good amount of time. So yeah, those are my replacement characters, and I can't wait to play Johnny Storm in the new update. But yeah, that's my top 10. Let me know who you want to see in the game. If you made it this far, like, comment, subscribe, do all that good junk, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.